gonna do while all this is apart next is we're gonna upgrade this. So this is all plastic, okay? And under extreme boost conditions, or when you're towing a heavy load such as your race car and you get on the gas to go up a mountain side or a hill or something, this can actually explode, and then you'll have to limp this thing back. You have to duct tape it up, limp it back. I mean, it's a nightmare that you'll read about. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna upgrade that plastic junk. We're gonna get that out of there and switch to this metal piece, okay? This is all metal pipe. This is a nice connector, and this is cheap. This is eBay stuff. Y'all know how I roll. So I'm not out here spending a ton of money on this, but I'm gonna show you the link. I'm gonna show you the product. But this is a nice piece that looks like it takes your factory snap together ring. You got some clamps. You got the snap together ring right there. Then you got some more couplings. So let's get this thing out and then we'll install that. So I'm gonna start with mine by just loosening everything up. I like to get everything nice and loose so that I don't have to deal with it. You should have this clamp right here. You're gonna have to pull it up and release like that. See, so here's why I loosened mine up so I can start taking apart pieces. So you got that piece, and then of course you drop more stuff. You wouldn't actually be doing a good job if you didn't drop stuff. So now all we got left is to get down there and get that undone. So let's get some stuff out of the way. You got 11 straight down here. That goes inside of the intercooler. See it move? So just keep loosening this thing up really good, because it's better for it to be extra loose than not loose enough and you're fighting with it. So that should be enough. And there it goes. Then you just got a sensor right here that you have to get unplugged, and then you undo that. All right, so this is your factory piece that come out. You can tell it has this hole where the sensor went in it. So that's what the sensor looks like. It has a couple tabs on it. So the piece that I bought, they have actually welded in a bung and machined in a bung that also has the things where the sensor goes inside of it. So all you're gonna do is put your sensor back in that one. It should twist in there, lock into place, and then we're gonna finish putting the other pieces together. Okay, so it took me a few times to change it up, but I'll help y'all out. This is the new piece laying over top of the old piece. You see that's where it comes in the intercooler, and that's where it would go into the up top and top of the motor. So your adapter piece that's larger, the one that's larger on one end and then steps down, that's going to be on this big piece. This piece is huge. It's going to step down to that. And your 90 is going to come down, and then you've got this flex 90 down here, this coupling 90. It goes here. Your sensor from the factory is here. It's going to get moved to here, so it's going to be up a little, so you should have plenty of wire when you put it in there. So I've left everything loose. I'm going to test fit it in there, see if it goes in, and if it does, tighten everything down and show y'all how it goes in. Before you load this in, you do want to come right here, and you have this little clamp right here. Okay, you want to get this clamp and twist it and spin it to this side, because you don't want this to rub a hole in your rubber coupling. So loosen it or clamp that together, spin it over this side out of the way. All right, your O-ring on this piece that snaps in there, it is going to go down inside this groove right here. So make sure you don't put it here. It does go down inside that little groove that's machined in there. So put your O-ring in. Like I said, I have separated all these pieces now that I'm in the vehicle. You're gonna put that in, and then we're gonna get that on there, and then we're gonna get the snap ring in place. Okay. You should be able to, let's see here, we should be able to put this thing on with the snap ring in place. Okay, so there's a snap ring. And your snap ring, you see these little, how they stick out? They're gonna go inside of that track, them tracks right there. There's a couple of them all the way around it. Or they should. Like that. You can spin it, make sure it's all in place. Okay, that's nice, locked in place. Now all we're gonna do And I'm gonna have to put the camera down, but I'm gonna fight this pipe back in here. I have my clamps on already. They're all dangled down here, so make sure your clamps are on. And then once you have this back in place and everything is sitting like it should, then you can tighten all your clamps down. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna take some of my Vaseline, and before I put this on, I'm gonna basically just rub it around the edges of this pipe to help it make it a little bit slipperier, and I'll probably rub it inside the couplings for putting everything together. Once this gets a little bit of heat from the engine, it should dry right up and go away. Piece of advice: when you're putting this 90 on that goes down to the intercooler, you want to put this coupling pretty much all the way up to the sensor, so the actual metal pipe's like all the way down to here. So you want to definitely put this deep enough, or you'll struggle when you're connecting all that together. All right, so there it is all back together. Let me give you a couple pieces of advice real fast before you go out into your driveway and start doing this. What I would do is, if I could redo this, I'd have this clamp on the bottom side, same direction, facing up. Okay, not a big deal. These are not gonna, they'll be perfectly fine. They're not gonna mess up anything. I can zip tie that to that. It's not a big deal. Use Vaseline to lube up your pipes like I talked about. And then what's gonna end up happening down here is this clamp right here needs to be on this side facing that way. If it's on that side, it's a little too close to the alternator belt for comfort. This side right here, we have all this room, you know, and it's easy to go in when you have this pipe off, because you should go ahead and do your crankcase vent at the same time. Have this pipe off, it's easy to get a ratchet right here and tighten that one up. The clamp on the bottom, I did it right there the same way that the factory had it done, where it's just a straight, nice, easy shot from here, and you tighten that one up down there. So lube everything up, make your clamps face like that. That clamp is on that side, but it could also be on this side. Could be on this side right here and be okay. So it could be on that side or this side and be okay. Make sure you turn your piece on your power steering reservoir so it don't rub on the coupling, and make sure your sensor is not hitting this plastic elbow right here, because that could knock it out. Besides that, should be a pretty easy, straightforward. The eBay kit that I'm going to link does not come with instructions, so here's basically how to do it. Put everything together, like I said, loose. Don't forget your clamps. Make sure they're turned in the right direction, because I messed that up a handful of times while I was trying to figure it out for y'all. You know, and then snug everything down pretty good. So I'm gonna run to the part store, grab a fuel filter, change that while that's apart, and then this whole side of this motor will be done as far as the upgrade and the CCV delete. All I'm gonna have to do is another day is move on to get ready to EGR. The truck is already tuned, and the exhaust, the exhaust is already deleted. Straight pipe put in back, that's been done. I just need to get these things done under here. So like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully that helped y'all. I know this is not necessarily the norm for this channel, but I know a lot of us with race cars do have diesels that we are hauling our vehicle with. And if you have a diesel, let me know what your favorite one is in the comments. So let me know what you like. I know that the best one is the Ford Super Duty Powerstrokes, obviously. You know, it's just, that's the best ones out. But I mean, let me know what y'all have. Thanks.